Hi everyone, welcome to Moments of Reflection with Miss T on MCI TV. I am Teogo Makwani, Miss T. Before we start with the show, I want to remind us, guys, remember of this pandemic. We are told to wear a mask. Remember to wear your mask every time when you leave home so that you protect yourself and the next person from getting infected or from this virus. The other thing is to sanitize. Remember to always sanitize when you get a chance, or wash your hands, guys. This is very important so that we avoid being in contact with anyone who is infected by this virus. Okay, so right now I want to thank each and every person who watched our first episode. Thank you very much. Thank you for the comments, guys. I got wows from Evangelist Miranda Mabohani. I got that you inspire me from different people. Everything, all the text that I got after the first episode, I am thankful. I thank God for you. So right now we're going straight into our second episode. Today we have another awesome topic. Remember, we are discussing life after the Young Women's Camp. Then please bear in mind that this show is not only for women but for men as well. And okay, because we come from the camp, I'm always going to talk about the camp because some of the guests that are coming on the show are people who were part of the camp, whether they were guest speakers, sponsors, or just attendees. So today we have an awesome topic. We are talking about the pandemic, which is COVID-19, the coronavirus, and I'm talking to a health professional worker, guys, like professional nursing. So we just want to hear about everything that has to do with coronavirus so that we are educated about this virus. So on today's show, I have an awesome woman. She is a worshiper. She's a songwriter. She is a professional nurse. Bona guys, hey, right. So I've got my girl Nkateko Mhlongo. Nkateko sing a new song. So she is our professional nurse and she'll be telling us about this coronavirus. Hi Nkateko.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm okay. And yourself?
I'm good on this quarantine days. Yo, I don't know about you, but I miss going out.
I definitely miss going out. I'm like I need a massage now, and we used to do that together. So like yo, I'm tired of quarantining myself. So sure, COVID has done
Our
the most.
spa dates. Okay, so Nkateko, just in a few words, I want you to introduce yourself to our viewers.
Okay. As my name has already been said, but I'll say it either way. Again, my name is Nkateko Mhlongo. The person under the brand Nkateko Mhlongo singing a new song. What's most important about me is that I'm born again Christian. Christ is my the center of my life. I live according to his principles, and you have said it as well. By profession, I'm a nurse.
Okay, so Nkateko, I just wanted us to talk about this pandemic, which is COVID-19. When it came, a lot of people were confused about it. Some are still confused. We don't understand what this is. So I just wanted to know life after camp, because when this COVID-19 was spoken about, it was at the time when we were still planning for the camp. And even when we went to the camp, the president had already made regulations where no gatherings over 50 people and so forth. And it was a very challenging moment. So for you, before we go into the health side, as an artist, as a worshiper, you were planning a worship concert, and because of what the lockdown being introduced, you had to cancel. Just tell me a bit about that, what you went through, how you felt, and yeah, how did it affect you personally as an artist?
To be honest, it really affected me so badly. It demoralized me. I don't wanna lie, because doing the concert for me it was more like something, a command from God. You know, when God says you must do this, and you are certain that this is from God, and then when you are ready, you've prepared. You know, the date is set, and then there's COVID, and then there's what you call the lockdown thingy. So I really felt demoralized. I felt like so challenged that did I even, am I doing this as an instruction from God? Because if it's from God, why this, you know? So for
Mm.
days I couldn't pray. For days I was so shattered. For days I thought, okay, this is the end of it, you know. So it really affected me so badly. I don't want to lie. It affected my spiritual life in terms of prayer. It affected my morals. It affected what I believed in. And it took so much, you know, so much for me to just believe that, okay, this can be perceived the other way around. You know, it can be,
Mm.
it doesn't necessarily mean that I'm a failure. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's not a command from God, but it's just a matter of understanding the times and seasons and knowing how to respond to them and knowing how to um, deal with them when they come. You know, it reminds me of that verse that says, greater the plans, you know, that may in a man's heart, but it is the plans that God has for you that will prevail. So yeah, I'm still, you know, hanging in there, believing that everything is happening according to how God planned.
Sure. And talking about how everything happening according to how God planned, I love how you just go with the flow, because even when the concert was cancelled, you didn't just fold your arms and say, okay, the concert is cancelled. You used
Yeah.
other social media tools and had a live Facebook worship session. Tell me about that. How was it having a live Facebook session? Is it something that you've considered doing? Now that we are going into the fourth industrial revolution, you know, we know that times are changing, people are becoming more digital now. And I
Yeah.
think with COVID-19, it introduced that, and we are starting to see the importance of being technologically advanced. So for
Yeah.
you, tell me about your experience doing a live Facebook worship session instead of having an audience.
Okay, sure. Like I said that when the lockdown thinking occurred, I felt so demoralized. I felt as though, okay, this was not a command from God. But I remember I was on my way back home from a night shift, and I was listening to one of the songs I wrote, saying that the song is entitled Lina Mandla Ligama, and suddenly there was this thought, and I believe that was the Holy Spirit talking to me, that you are saying that you can no longer do the session simply because there is COVID and people now are quarantined. People, there's lockdown. There's nothing that you can literally do. So I thought, do you really like need an audience live? Or do you need like your people and all the whole band to do it? Do you need that to worship God? Do you need only that, you know, to release the songs that God has placed in your heart? I'm like, not really. And then that's when the idea of doing a live worship session came, and I was so thrilled. I remember immediately when I arrived at home, at the gate, I haven't even entered the house, and I did a mini live what you call video thinging, and then I just informed people that, you know what, guys, on this day we are doing live. I think it was a day before, a day after, and I'm like, I informed them we are doing a live show and it's going to be awesome, please join me. And it was a wonderful experience. The response from people, just to confirm that that was an instruction from God. I think I was sitting with about above 100 viewers live,
Sure.
you know, and people shared. And I think last night I checked, I'm sitting at 100 and close to 200 viewers. And for me, it was just a lot, just for first time. So it was a beautiful experience, especially for the mere fact that it was from God, and it was not just my instruction. That was beautiful.
Sure, wow, that's very inspiring. And I hope people will keep sharing and keep viewing, because I know I was one of the people that just went wild when I saw that. Like, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
I'm your biggest fan.
Yeah,
But
yes,
yeah, I
that too.
hope people will keep tuning in, and that they will worship together with you during this lockdown days. And the other thing I want us to quickly talk about is the Young Women's Camp. You were part of
Yeah.
the worship team there and one of the speakers speaking on worship. I just
Yeah.
want you to briefly tell me your overall experience about the Young Women's Camp, and maybe if you have something to share, testimony or whatever from the camp. How was the camp for you?
It was a beautiful, beautiful, awesome experience. I don't want to lie. If I'm given an opportunity to invite the whole world, I wouldn't even hesitate. Like, guys, women, just watch out on the next one after this quarantine thing, and we are doing it again. I'm challenging you.
Yeah.
I'm challenging you. But it was a beautiful experience for me. Personally, I got a chance to relax, because I felt like I was away from the world. I was away from the responsibilities, career wise and everything. So I felt relaxed first and first, and just to be around women, okay, there were men there, but the dominating gender was women. It just made me learn different kinds of characteristics and how we need to appreciate each other. I remember the Saturday morning we went for a prayer mountain. It was the first time I did that, just to pray for hours, in a mountain, and that showed me love. That taught me that it's not just about you, it's not just about praying for yourself, but when you begin, there's just something when you begin to pray for another person. There's just an anointing and a blessing. It's like when you pray for the other person, you're automatically praying for yourself, because you speak life, and when you speak life to them, you're speaking it genuinely. And when it says, then the word of God says, blessed is the hand that gives than the one that receives. So when you pray, you are giving, and when you give, therefore you shall receive back, much more than what you gave. So when you give yourself, you take time and pray for the other person, you are just automatically praying for yourself. That is one thing that I've learned, one experience that I will never forget.
Sure. Wow, that's so great. And I thank you for being part of the camp. I like when you say when you're talking about the prayer mountain, you just reminded me of that atmosphere at that time, like everything that happened at that moment when we had to pray for one another and rotate and go to the next person and go to the next person. Indeed, there was just like the presence of God truly was. Then for me as well was my first experience praying on a prayer mountain, and sharing it with you guys was just amazing. So I thank God again for you. So I just wanted to talk about the COVID-19 as a health professional worker. Like, what are the challenges as a professional nurse? How is the atmosphere now in clinics or in hospitals, where the environment that you work in, how has it affected professional workers in this pandemic?
For me personally, because I wouldn't speak for everyone, I don't know how they feel, but for me it's very scary, one thing for sure, because I always tell people that before you are somebody else, um, career wise, you must learn that you are a child of somebody. You are a wife, you are a husband, you are a fiance. You are just something else before the profession that you find yourself in. So now this pandemic has affected worldwide, and then people calling us frontliners, and we do understand that we signed a pledge that we are the frontliners, that no matter what happens, we will do our job. But then what I think has been forgotten about us is how we feel emotionally. How does it affect us? Because we are just expected to go to work and act strong for other people, of which is good, but who's taking care of us? Because now you are going there. Imagine a parent or a wife or a nurse that just gave birth, to their babies. Now they have to leave them and go to work, and when they are at work, they're afraid of coming back, because they think, okay, I left my family members there, I might infect them, because you'll never know. No matter how hard you try to wash your hands to protect yourself, there's just a thin line, between protecting yourself and getting infected. So it has affected us greatly emotionally, first and first, and then it has made us tired. so much, because now the cases are increasing, the patients are increasing, the resources are running out.
Sure.
So we are emotionally exhausted as healthcare workers. I don't want to lie. We're emotionally exhausted, physically as well. It has the workload has become too much. Because I remember reading this other article. There's just one hospital where they say nurses and doctors they are attempting to resign and getting their
Sure.
monies, because they feel as though this thing is too much for them. They are expected to act strong on behalf of the whole country, not just on behalf of your community or your family. You are acting strong on behalf of the family, because once you just wake up, wash yourself and prepare yourself and take uniform and you go, you are trying to say, okay, we are fighting this. So you are actually trying to be strong for the entire country. So it's very hard. I don't want to lie.
Sure. I love the fact that you brought up the emotional part of it as a human being, because I believe nowadays we've become so selfish and self-centered that we even forget that these people that are on the front line are someone's sister, someone's mother,
Yeah.
someone's daughter, and that after you get off from work, you still have to go home to those people, and you don't even know if you have been like, have you been in contact with someone and stuff like that. So obviously it is draining, and I think a lot of people out there need to start thinking about that before they start pointing fingers at healthcare workers, because I can imagine, like you're saying, the workload now has doubled from what you were used to doing, and now you are exhausted and you still expected to perform
Yeah.
at your utmost best. So I really feel for you, because I just joined the health department as a community healthcare
Yeah.
worker. It's not it's not as challenging as nurses, but I see what the nurses are going through, the panic, and even me having to go to work, it is that thing of you don't know what you're going to get when you get there.
Exactly.
So I
Exactly.
understand what you mean. Yes. So also, I want us to talk about, like, tell the people out there about this coronavirus, how to protect themselves, the things to look out for, and so forth.
Sure. Before telling them how to protect themselves, I read this other meme. I'm just sharing, for
Mm.
for what it fela. So the meme said, there was just one lady, the police guards, Bamo Emis, and then they said to her, "Hore, why are you not wearing a mask?" They were like, "Okay, I didn't wear it because." Sorry, she said. They said, "Why are you not wearing a mask?" And then she's like, "I didn't wear it because I am not yet in what you call through in a line to shop right." So
Mm.
that one was funny, because then it questioned, do they even understand people? Do they understand why they are wearing the mask? Are you wearing it so that you can get into shop right and buy what you need, or you are wearing it to actually protect yourself? So that also questions whether people understand what coronavirus is, how, and if you are infected, what does it affect? And if it has, do they even understand that when it has affected one person in the family, it has affected everyone? So
Mm.
it is very, very important that people protect themselves. So I would just advise that they should wash their hands regularly as much as they can. And it doesn't need you to have expensive soap to do that. You can just buy any soap, any brand, as long as you make sure that you wash your hands thoroughly before you eat, before you eat, and after you are done eating, before you go to the toilet, and as well when you come out. Because if you go to the toilet without before washing your hands, now you don't know where you've touched and all of that, and now you're going to touch yourself in a pubic, very sensitive area, it can go through. So wash your hands before you go to the toilet and after, before you eat and after, just regularly as much as you can, and wear the mask always. Wear the mask always.
Sure. Yes, guys, wear a mask always. I'm guilty for that as well, of not remembering the importance of wearing a mask. We think we just need a mask to get into a shop or into a
Yeah.
building or whatever. But as you said, we're emphasizing that wearing a mask, you're protecting yourself from being infected by the virus anywhere, every place. So anytime you step out of the house, immediately your mask must be on until you get back home, and wash your hands regularly. Nkateko, I thank you very much. Just in a short words, what would you like to say to people, advice or whatever words of wisdom before I release you?
Don't give up. That's the simplest way I can say. Don't give up. It doesn't matter what you are going through. Just don't give up. Keep on thriving. Keep on dreaming. It's never too late. And it's if you think you have failed so many times, it's never too late to start over again. As long as you are aiming to achieve that, and always look up to God. He always has your back.
Thank you very much. Don't give up. Always look up to God. Those are great words. Thank you very much, Nkateko. And I'm sending love to you and every health worker and everyone working on the front line. I know this is a very challenging time, and we are praying for you, and we'll keep praying for you. I invite everyone, let us keep them in our minds and in our hearts and in our prayers, because indeed this is not easy. And I pray that God will give you the strength and wisdom to be able to do your work and fulfill it and not be infected or affected by this virus. So thank you very much for being with us on Moments of Reflection with Ms. T.
Thank
Nkateko.
you. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Okay, guys, that's it from me, your girl, Miss T. Thank you for tuning in on the second episode of Moments of Reflection with Miss T. Remember to follow me and like our page, TM Makwani Ministries Facebook page, and Matabani Cinematography International Facebook page, and also on YouTube on Tebogo Makwani. Also follow Nkateko at Nkateko Mhlongo Sing a New Song, and join us on Wednesdays, every Wednesday, 6 p.m. Moments of Reflection. Until next time, I love you. Don't forget to comment, like, and share. Goodbye.